Hi everybody, welcome to the Conversation Stash. I'm your favorite fabulous fairy, Shaenna Dixon. I'm here with Betsy Champ, and we're going to be talking about Project Linus today.
We are.
So, who is Linus and why does he have a project?
Well, if you go back a ways, there was a cartoon called Peanuts by Charles Schulz, and there was this little boy in there who carried around a blanket. It was his security blanket. So Linus and his blanket. And Linus started about 20 years ago and was designed to provide blankets to children who were coming out of the hospital. And it has grown and grown and grown. And now, after 20 years, Project Linus has given almost 8 million blankets to children.
Wow. Now, when you're saying you're giving them blankets, like, so they're just children in hospitals and the blanket is supposed to comfort them, or?
The blanket is designed to comfort them, but we do more than just hospitals. We have blankets that go to child protective services and foster agencies, police departments, fire departments, human trafficking. We try to cover where the need is the most that people don't really think about. That was my heart's desire, was to go to the unserved populations. People think of your major facilities when they donate, but they don't always think of the vice unit.
Yeah.
They don't always think of that beat cop that's out there that may take a child out of a drug house and have no clothes on.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess that's the thing, huh? Some people really don't take care of their children, so they might get a poor little baby that's been completely neglected and that's all they have.
And that's another place we try to make sure, if there's a safe haven location where babies are allowed to be dropped off up to 3 days, no questions asked, we try to make sure they're there too.
And they get to keep that blanket, so it's not just another thing that's taken away from them.
It's theirs.
That's great.
It's there to provide comfort. And I talk to adults that have received the blankets as children, and they still have it. It is their most treasured possession.
Oh,
still.
wow. Because they went through that really hard time. I'm going to cry. I'm all like, excuse me, this might be
okay.
a tearjerker, everybody.
Okay, you can just my
Yeah, no, seriously, though.
It can be.
Because, I mean, I guess if you think about it, if you were lucky enough to have a mom or a dad or somebody, a grandma, anybody there for you, not everybody has that. Or what if you had a parent, but you only had one parent, and then they fell ill and something happened to them and they went into orphanage, or there's a lot of circumstances.
And there's a lot of trauma that happens in families now. And
sadly, yeah.
Yeah. That's how we were able to get into the Fresno Police Department, because we weren't there for a situation where an entire family of children.
So what is Project Linus then, beyond just giving the blanket to the kids? Like,
we're a great service opportunity for individuals and organizations and clubs, and we use all kinds of blankets, so it's not, okay, I have to know how to sew a straight seam and I know how to do this. We do fleece blankets, the tied ones, flannel blankets, crocheted, knitted. Wherever your heart is, you will put your heart into that blanket.
oh, that's epic. So there really is something for everybody. If you've been needing to spend some time and you want to find a way to donate, this is a beautiful way to donate.
And if you're an artist,
yeah, okay, so Betsy,
tell me about these.
Betsy got me into this at Hobbs Grove. She goes out there and she sets up a little booth, and she basically asks that people draw whatever they want and they sew these together. And they're with, fabric pins so that they stay on there. And I really loved it, and so I said, hey, can I get like a box of that stuff and just make as many as I can make? And she's like, really? And so this is how we got started. This is my second time doing this. Hopefully it'll make a good blanket, or several.
It makes several blankets, and we also, with your permission, have set some aside that we use as fundraisers.
Yes, and I absolutely love that, because if they can make more money for the cause, by all means, do whatever you can do to help the cause. So that brings me to, how can people find booths if they wanted to randomly run into a Project Linus? Where's some place that they might find that?
Well, coming up over the next few months, we will be at the King's Fair. That is just in about 10 days, I think.
Nice.
We will be there the entire run of the fair. Coming up in September, we'll be at the Tulare Fair. Coming up in October, we'll be at the Fresno Fair on the weekends.
Oh, nice.
And then we do have our regular work days. Some out in the Sanger area, some in Hanford, some in Visalia.
If somebody was having a workshop of some sort or some sort of gathering, could they call somebody from Project Linus and have them come out? What would they need to do for that?
Call and we'll work it into a schedule.
Nice. Thank you. That's epic. And then, so how can people help if they want to get involved? If they are a crocheter, maybe they want to get a box and do these or whatever. What are ways that people can involve themselves?
You can do it at home. You can do it with a friend. You can do it with your group that you meet with on a regular basis. Whatever works for you. We've had lunch groups that have taken up crocheting just so they could make Linus.
Oh, so cool. So if you were like a business or something and maybe you wanted to do a workshop that's both maybe team building and it's also donating this to a good cause, this would be something kind of cool. You guys could get together and work for something that's really charitable.
We've done those also.
That's epic.
And we do schools, so if your school needs a project, your 4-H or your Girl Scouts, one of the Girl Scout troops locally is going to be doing a fabric drive the first Saturday of June.
Oh, wow.
So bring in your new kid-friendly kind of fabrics to the Joann's in Clovis.
Nice. So no whiskey bottles or anything printed on there,
no
but
lines, no.
no little martini print or anything like that. But yeah, so that's really cool. So if you have something to donate that's maybe materials, maybe you had somebody in your family who was really crafty and they've passed, or maybe they're just trying to clean out their stuff. You could find a place. Don't just give it to Salvation Army. Give it to somewhere that's actually going to use this. This is going to go to an amazing cause. So that's absolutely awesome. I kind of asked already, but what happens to the quilts? Like, what is the process of the quilt? So we start off with square.
On this square, we'll start off with this. We will, depending on who works it, it may have sashes on it. I love to do bright colors like this with the black sash.
Okay.
Because it almost stained glass windows it.
Oh, nice.
And then we put it into an age-appropriate size.
Okay.
Now, if it's very juvenile prints, and I haven't looked through here to see if you have some, then we try to make those smaller, and those go to toddlers, because we do work with trafficking. This one might go into a larger quilt.
For a teenager?
For a teenager. Or at Children's Hospital and Ronald McDonald House, they get some pretty old kids there.
Yeah, right? So sometimes you need a lot of squares, do a big person. Sometimes you need little baby squares. That's epic. So we have somebody that is going to hand stitch these together. Is that correct also? Or is it
sewn on a machine?
On a machine?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Do you guys accept cash donations for Project Linus? Like, what if you're not crafty, you don't have any stuff, but...
We do accept cash donations. You can find us at one of our locations. You can give me a call. I'll make sure you have my phone number and email. If you'd prefer to go directly to Project Linus, you can go to projectlinus.org. Just please designate Central Valley, California.
And then I have another question.
Yes.
It's always good to just give just because you like to give, but is this giving a tax-deductible donation?
Yes, it is. We are a 501c3, and we have had some really strange needs, and we've had community members step up. We had a donation that we were receiving from Southern California. One of our local janitorials, Rainbow Bright, donated their truck and their employees to go down and get it and bring it to us.
Oh, wow. That's so great. So you can definitely donate in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
I mean, there's need for vehicles to transport the stuff. There's need for materials itself. There's need for people to sew, put together quilts. You said crochet.
Crochet, knit. We need locations
Felters,
to work out.
Locations. Okay, so if you maybe have a building that you're willing to just like let them borrow, or you have an event and you'd like to have them be a booth at your event, remember this is a charity, so possibly don't charge them for the booth space. That would be great because they're trying to help people. Let's see. Are you in need of people to help?
We definitely need people who will construct blankets, who will make blankets, because sadly, we can't keep up with the need. No matter how many blankets we get, there's always one more organization that we could reach out to.
Okay. Yeah, see, and that's one of those things you're like, oh, now they got plenty. But, I mean, if you look at the numbers of people in the world and the possibilities of how many are being abused or how many have gotten abducted or something worse.
Or a traffic accident or a house fire.
House fire, wow. I wouldn't think about that.
Yes.
So you help people who lost all of their possessions like that, too?
Depending on the circumstances, yes. Yes, we try to keep some available to the Red Cross. In a major disaster, Red Cross does not use anything customized. They need everybody in their facility to have uniform just to keep the peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, on an individual basis, then yeah, they do some. And our chapter goes from Stockton all the way down to Porterville.
Oh, wow.
So if somebody thinks, you know what, this is touching my heart, I want to become involved on bigger, I want to be part of, please contact me. We need more coordinators in this chapter.
Yeah, and don't feel like it's something that oh, I can't do it if I'm not talented, or I can't do it if I'm this or that. They will find a way to work you. Trust me. If you want to be there, they will find a way to use you. That's just amazing. I absolutely love Project Linus. I got started because of you, because of Hobbs Grove, and I saw this wonderful person sitting there with all these little children around her, drawing happy little pictures of skulls and stuff for Halloween, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then I just was pulled into it because, I mean, I'm somebody who can draw and pay attention to 5 other things, and I'm always going to be doing something.
And your heart is so soft.
Well, thank you. I really try. So that's how I got into this, and I basically got bit like a bug and got addicted. But
yes,
how did you get involved with Project Linus?
It's been almost 10 years ago that I first learned about Project Linus. I'm also Can the Clown.
Yes, Can the Clown.
Can the Clown. And there's only 2 people that call me that, you and Billy
Bob. It's because it's great. That should be the whole thing. I know. Shout out to Billy Bob.
Hi, Billy Bob. And I had a friend say, Clown, I know you like to give back to the community. Have you heard about Project Linus? Go check it out. They're having a sew day. Well, schedules didn't work, but I found out about it, moved to Missouri, got really involved there, moved back to California, and the coordinator was having to divide the chapter, and I said, oh, and I bet that's how this screen bounces.
Yeah, that's been you. It's okay, though. I was going to let it ride. It was part of the show.
It's like, oh, we're having an earthquake. It's California.
It's Betsy. Earthquake Betsy.
And when the coordinator was dividing the chapter, it's like, okay, I will step up and do that. Which means I really never make blankets anymore. I am, you've heard of soccer moms. I'm a Linus mom.
Okay.
I haul Linus around everywhere. Linus is in my backseat. Shout out to Terraces at San Joaquin Garden. I just picked up a big delivery from their memory care center the other day.
Oh, wow.
And then they'll be labeled.
And what is that? I've never heard of that.
Terraces is a memory care center at San Joaquin Gardens, a retirement community in Fresno.
Memory care. That's what threw me. I didn't understand.
And some of those we know are because their fleece will be set aside for a grief camp that is put on by Optimal Hospice. And yes, we do work with some pediatric hospice nurses also.
Pediatric hospice? That sucks.
Yes. And they were thinking, yes,
really
if we could get blankets just for the clients, that would be great. I said the ones that are really going to suffer are the siblings.
Yeah, the siblings.
Yeah, and all of our blankets go to children 0 to 18. So if you've got a pediatric hospice nurse involved, probably you've got siblings too.
Wow. You don't even really think about that. When you hear the word hospice, you instantly think of diapers, but you don't think of size 0 diapers. You think of size adult extra plus diaper. And I mean, that sucks too. I've actually been involved in a couple hospice cases myself where I was around while the family member was going, and it's really, really difficult, and those nurses really do their best to try to be both friendly but reserved because they have to do this all day, every day. So trying to think about somebody who has to be around children who's watching that.
It takes a very special person.
Wow, let's get a blanket for those nurses. How about that?
I think we should.
Let's get a...
So, speaking of which, if you would like to work on a project that is just for adults, I can refer you to senior quilts, but we have need for adult quilts. Project Linus is restricted by age. If that's something that's calling you, please contact me, and we'll see how we can get you started doing that.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I can't even really walk into an old folks home. I have for several reasons, mostly to try to donate time. And while my grandfather was alive, I went to go visit him, but not as often as I wish I had because it was so difficult for me. It's incredibly difficult if you've ever been into a retirement home or an old folks home or a vet's home or whatever that is. They try their best, but it's not always the happiest place. There's a lot of people who have been kind of forgotten. There's a lot of people who are forgetting themselves, and it can be a very devastating experience to walk into a place like that. So if you can donate your time, a little bit off topic, but even giving like a hand massage with oils,
yes,
or I do doTERRA oils. You walk in, you just tell the nurses, hey, I'm here, on behalf of doTERRA, on behalf of Project Linus, or on behalf of whatever the hell, and I just would like to offer a hand massage with oils to whoever wants one, or here is a blanket. for some people, or you just even want to sit and have a conversation for a half hour with somebody, you can change somebody's life and give them some hope in their last days that maybe they didn't have. So, I mean, there's many, many ways. Sorry, that gets to me.
It does.
I still have guilt over my grandpa and not visiting him as much as I should have. So, any way that you can help, that's definitely where it's at with that. Is there something about Project Linus that I should ask that I didn't ask, or something that you'd like to throw out there?
We wish we didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Pure and simple, we wish there wasn't the need. But there always will be, at least in our lifetime. So please, you do make a difference. You may not feel like, okay, I only have like $1. I can only give a spool of thread. Do you know how many quilts that spool of thread will go into? How many children you will be touching? I see your tears there.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's hard for me.
It does. I'm not telling any of the stories I've heard or about the people I've met.
Yeah, no, it's
because
okay.
those always make me cry.
It's okay. I just I'm trying to heal the world one person at a time, and I think you are too.
We love our starfish, don't we?
Yeah. So just however you can help. If you are a person of able mind or able body or able wallet, it's kind of our duty to go and help those people who are at an emotional need, a physical need, any kind, even financial need. If you have it to give, be it time, be it $1, be it anything, like literally, that's how we're going to make this place better. If you're looking at the news and you're like, wow, this place sucks that we live in, be the change.
Be the change.
Be the change you want to see in the world. And no one's saying that you got to take it all on, with just one little step, one little $1, one little spool of thread, one little scrap of fabric,
square.
Can really make a difference.
We've done hundreds and hundreds of blankets out of these squares.
Yeah. And a lot of people only make one square, and you think,
Most do.
it's just a square. Not everybody takes on a whole box like me, but I'm like, hey, I've got the wherewithal to do a box, so I'll take it on. But whatever you feel like you can do, that is the difference, and that is the change in the world, and that you are making an impact. So don't feel like you're not. You definitely are.
And I had a new friend ask me the other day, what do you do for fun? And it's like, I didn't have an answer.
Yeah.
And then I realized what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
Everything I will be doing today is on my own time, and everything I'm doing is working with somebody who is making a difference in the world.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Come and join us.
Yeah, come and join us.
In one project or another. We'll hook you up somewhere. Bring your heart. That's all we need.
So, how can we get in contact with Project Linus? I will go ahead and leave a description below, but
okay.
How do we...
You can call me. Okay, the best way is to actually text me. I have difficulty answering phone calls most of the time, but please do text 559-246-7956. You can email me at Betsy at centralvalleyprojectlinus.org. That's a mouthful. It's a really long email address. I will have it across the bottom.
Don't worry, I'll put it on there.
You can find us on Facebook at Central Valley Project Linus.
Okay.
And our website, centralvalleyprojectlinus.org.
All right, so this has been amazing. Thank you for touching my heart and being here. And
I gotta do it this way.
I love her. She's so great. Thank you for being here with us. Please share this video. Get the word out there. They are in need. If you don't share any of my videos, please share this one. Like this one's, it's really a good cause.
And one thing I want to add, if you think, oh, I'm seeing it and I'm in a different state, there is Project Linus in all 50 states.
Okay, so keep, just Google Project Linus in your state, your area,
yes.
Or, if you want to get in with the old folks, things like that, adult care, things like that, special ed adults probably need it too. There's probably a whole genre.
We do work with special ed groups to make blankets.
There you go. So, there's always a way that you can help. If you can't find out where it is, go ahead and write us anyways.
Either
we'll
one of
find
us,
out.
We will hook you up.
We'll find out how you can help. So go ahead and let that be a thing. All right, you guys have been epic and awesome. You are always epic and awesome, and we'll see you all later. Love you too. Bye.